From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
What a weekend for the Heels, full of high highs, low lows as always, and plenty of action. Kate, which team was your favorite to watch this weekend?
For me, it's got to be UNC field hockey. I mean, they delivered the win of the weekend, a tough game, and an impressive first two rounds of the NCAA tournament.
And if they keep it up, a 12th national championship could be in order. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Charlie Costel.
And I'm Kate McCullough. Thanks for joining us. The Heels kicked off their weekend with a game against St. Joe's, the team that knocked them out in the semifinals last year. UNC struck first as Riley Heck buries one off a feed from Isabel Bohr, putting the Heels up 1-0. St. Joe's answered, but Carolina turned up the pressure in the fourth quarter with Charlie Bruder's beautiful setup from Sana Hawk and Danny Mendez to take back the lead. The Tar Heel defense locked it down from there, and UNC moves on with a 2-1 win. The Tar Heels continued their postseason against Duke in a quarterfinal matchup on Sunday. The first quarter was goalless before Charlie Bruder found herself in the middle of the circle. She struck the ball on the turn and Kara Heck knocked it in to fire the Tar Heels into the lead. At the start of the fourth quarter, UNC failed to clear the danger and Shea Wozniak followed in a shot to equalize for Duke. UNC was held off until overtime when they earned a penalty corner. Siska Bruning was able to find Sana Hawk at the far post to knock out Duke in sudden death. Carolina moves on and survive in advance mode. Let's head over to our field hockey analyst, Sophia Gray, for a breakdown on how the Tar Heels punched their ticket to the semifinals. Sophia?
Thanks, guys. Captain Riley Heck joins me today to talk about these outstanding wins. Now, first of all, congratulations, Riley. Fourth Final Four in a row for you. You're no stranger here. Tell me how the team's feeling right now.
One, thank you. Two, definitely extremely happy and just grateful that we could just make it to the next game.
All right, well, this is the third time you guys have faced rival Duke in just 16 days. You played them at senior night. You played them in the ACC championship semifinals, and now you're playing them in the NCAAs. When you're versing your rival, is there any added pressure here?
There's definitely pressure. There's a lot of motivation that comes from playing a rivalry. We really just dislike Duke, so it definitely brings out a different side of us. So.
All right, and you guys are facing the defending national champions on Friday. You're actually playing at Duke. Is there anything you're taking away from yesterday's game going into this semifinals?
Well, definitely never was that excited to go to Duke before, but yeah, definitely gonna have to lock in for this Friday's game. We're playing a really important game.
Right, well, I noticed you guys were 1 for 15 on penalty corners. We're gonna go through the one that sent you guys to the semifinals. Can you walk me through this overtime goal?
Yeah, so basically Danny inserts me the ball, and my first reaction is to take it left, and if you pause here, I was going to shoot, but since the girl came on me pretty closely, I passed it to Sitka, and she had a first touch to pass to Sana, and we finished. So pretty special moment for us.
Yeah, I can tell you guys are obviously super excited. I mean, this is huge for you guys. Good luck on Friday, and again, thanks so much for joining me. Now, as Carolina field hockey prepares for the Final Four, it's clear that the team's performance reflects its leadership. With Coach Aaron Matson's third season with the program coming to an end, reporters Cameron Ely and Izzy Beto sit down with her parents to learn more about her journey to becoming a fearless leader.
Erin Matson comes from a family of athletes. Growing up as a multi-sport athlete, she found her spark for field hockey at a very young age.
When she was, I guess, like 8, which I know was still pretty young, where people started to like referees or other parents would be like, you know, she's pretty good. And then eventually one day she's like, can I sign up for like spring, field hockey? I was like, all right, this is it. This is the sport that she loves and she's going to stick with.
Erin quickly made a name for herself in the field hockey world, and she always had her eyes set on becoming a Tar Heel.
She just fell in love with the players, the place, everything about it. And there was no turning back, even though we made her validate along the way.
Erin ended her playing career as one of the most decorated players in Carolina history, but she wasn't done just yet.
After graduating, she became one of the youngest head coaches in Division I history.
Erin faced plenty of tough competition during her playing career, but the transition from player to coach might have been one of the toughest battles yet.
That first year was tough. And watching her go through that and understand that you really couldn't do anything to kind of take some of that pressure off her was tough. But luckily, she had such great support.
Erin silenced the critics after capturing a national championship in her first year as head coach. Although game days looked a little different now, her parents say supporting the team remains just as exciting.
During games, I'd be like, okay, Erin, just go get the ball. You know what I mean? Well, Erin couldn't go get the ball anymore. But it was just as fun cheering on the players that are still there and, ones that we're still close to.
While Erin's parents will always be her number one supporters, they say the love they get from Carolina truly makes it feel like one big family.
Not everyone knows the sport and knows field hockey, but the way that they embrace the field hockey team here and the support for just women's sports in general, I think it was just special.
If someone supports you, you're indebted. You're so grateful. But if someone supports your children, boy, it goes a long way. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that really, really, really makes you love the place.
The Madsen family certainly has found a home in Carolina. I'm Cameron Ely reporting.
The Heels are certainly in good hands with Erin Matson at the helm.
And her parents have a lot to be proud of. 5 national championships, 4 as a player, 1 as a coach, and now she's shooting for her 2nd as a coach. Does the resume get more stacked than Erin Matson's?
It doesn't. It's so impressive, and it's always good to hear from the perspective of the parents that raised such a leader like Erin Matson, or should I say, the GOAT. And UNC Field Hockey wasn't the only team to succeed in NCAA games this weekend.
The UNC women's soccer team started the NCAA tournament off strong with an outstanding performance against the Tennessee Volunteers. The Heels upset the Vols 3-1 on Friday night. The game started off with strong defense on both sides for the first 30 minutes. But after the Vols scored the first goal, Olivia Thomas responded with strong ball control and a quick pass to Kate Fossey, who brought the game to a tie. The Heels scored again when Caitlin Mara put the ball in the net after Tessa De La Rosa's free kick bounced off the goal. The Vols began to get sloppy through the second half, and Bella Davy used that to her advantage, stealing the ball and sending it to Fossey, who secured the Tar Heel win. For more about the win and the season as a whole, Sports Extra's Madeline Haichu is live at Dorrance Field. Madeline?
Thanks, Charlie. I'm here live at Dorrance Field, and tournament season has started, and it is exciting. The unranked Tar Heels took out the number 3 Tennessee Volunteers in a revenge match, winning 3-1 this week in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Now, Kate Fossey was the star of the show with 2 goals, securing a brace for the Tar Heels. But the Tar Heels' work is not done yet. They're facing another top 10 opponent, the number 6 Texas Tech Red Raiders. Now, the Tar Heels and the Red Raiders haven't seen each other in 2 years, almost 2 years to the day, where the Tar Heels knocked out the then-ranked number 3 Red Raiders in the tournament play. Now, the Red Raiders have some key players to look out for. Macy Blackburn is an absolute star for the Red Raiders, and she's leading the team in assists. And with that, Taylor Sherjetsky is leading the team in goals with 16 goals. The Tar Heels are going to need to shut down these players if they want to continue their tournament run. Now the Tar Heels are set to play this Thursday, so make sure you catch that exciting game. But this is not the only team with some big victories. What are you thinking? Charlie?
This week will certainly be a big one. Thanks, Madeline. And with this year's close call for tournament eligibility, we want to look back on the Heels' history in the NCAAs. And what better way to do so than with a little trivia? Today's Tar Heel trivia question is, how many NCAA tournament appearances does UNC women's soccer have? Think on it, and we'll reveal the answer later on.
Carolina volleyball handled business against Virginia and Carmichael on Friday. The Heels took the first set, led by Jackie Taylor's early spark. Virginia took the second, but Carolina settled in, and the pair of Sophie Hampton and Bridget Malone powered the Heels to a win in the third. And the fourth set turned into a Malone showcase. 4 kills and a block from Malone, and a late ace from Sophie Hampton pushed Carolina to match point. And Lauren Shutter finished it at the net. The Heels win it 3-1 and move to 19-5 on the season. The Heels hosted Virginia Tech Hokies on Sunday. The first set was close with back and forth points until a media timeout. UNC came back strong, going on a 4-point run. This momentum was only the beginning for the Tar Heels. Carolina picked up after the first set and showcased their strength with multiple kills and blocks from Lauren Shutter and Chelsea Thorpe to keep the Heels hot. They stayed strong and started the third set 5-0, and the Hokies just couldn't keep up. Jackie Taylor stepped up, showing off both her skill and volleyball IQ. After receiving a set from Barrett, she faked a backcourt attack, then tipped the ball to the front of the court, securing the point for the Tar Heels. The Tar Heels swept the Hokies 3-0.
It was cool. I mean, like, obviously I'm still friends with girls on the team, but when you start playing the game, they're not really like your friends at that point. But I mean, they're some of my best friends. It's cool to see them, and I'm glad we got to play them.
With a successful battle against the Virginias, Marilee 2 is here with setter Zoe Barrett to break it down. Marilee.
Thanks, Kate, and thank you, Zoe, for being here. Straight in, I want to talk about y'all's game against Virginia Tech because the stakes were high for one of your teammates, Haley Pierce. She played 2 years at Virginia Tech, and this is her first time on the court against the Hokies. What was that like? What was her mindset going into this game?
I mean, it was definitely extra personal for her. She was a Hokie for 2 years, but what's very admirable about her is that she just treated it like another game. She came out, hit 450, which was outstanding.
Right, she had 10 kills, a great game for her, and you also had a great game. How were you feeling going in, knowing that Virginia Tech has not had the success that y'all have had this season?
I mean, after Friday's game against Virginia, we didn't play as well as we wanted to, so my focus on Sunday was just to do the little things really well, be focused, be disciplined, and put my hitters in great positions to score.
And that's exactly what you did. Now, what is one thing y'all wish you did better on Sunday?
You know, I wish that we served the ball a little bit better. I think we had a lot of errors, and we're going to need to clean that up going forward.
Right, we have a tough matchup of Miami this weekend, but I'm sure y'all can get some serves in and turn things around. Thank you, Zoe, and back to you, Kate.
Thanks, Marilee. Charlie, imagine playing against your old team. I mean, that had to have been a moment where she had to lock in for that. I mean...
Yeah, Kate, I'm no athlete, but I'm sure that playing against your old teammates has got to light a flame. And this weekend was big preparation for the upcoming weekend.
They're going in to play number 14, Miami. It's going to be a big ACC showdown, so I can't wait.
But not all games were so high stakes. Some this weekend were a little bit more predictable. UNC basketball rolled past NC Central on Friday with one of their cleanest offensive performances of the season. The Tar Heels came out the gate hungry. Freshman standout Caleb Wilson led the way with 21 points and 13 rebounds, missing just one shot all night. UNC kept the pressure on with smooth ball movement and back-to-back plays that had the bench on their feet. Kyan Evans stepped up as well, picking up full court presses and knocking down shots on the other end. The Heels fed off each other all game, even without star guard Seth Trimble. They secured a 97-53 victory and improved to 4-0.
We're so unselfish that sometimes it creates turnovers. We're just all trying to get each other a shot. And, you know, once we have that chemistry where we know, okay, I need this shot or I need to give it up, it's gonna be great.
Instead of being down, more people have to step up. So I think lately, people have been slowly getting more comfortable and being out there on the court and producing more. So, I mean, I think it's gonna get better and better.
Navy is coming to the Hill on Tuesday to face the Tar Heel basketball team for the second time in 67 seasons. Let's send it to our basketball analyst, Grace Nugent, to check in on the Tar Heels. Grace?
Thanks, Charlie. If you can't tell, I'm not vertically inclined, and that's me in heels. Tuesday's game against NCCU was all about the bigs, and I'm lucky that I'm not in the front court with these guys. Caleb Wilson is 6'10", Henry Vasar 7 foot. I'm about 5'7" to 5'8" with a little bit of help. But let's dive into how this size plays on the hard court. The Tar Heels had 14 blocks, which is the most by a Tar Heel team in 12 years. Head coach Hubert Davis said the ability for his team to alter shots is huge, both blocking and getting in the lane. So let's watch one of them play out. Here we go. NCSSU is going to send it up the court, and watch here. So this is a passing lane that you have Kyan Evans and then Vasar right here, but this guy's right in front of Vasar, but boom, Vasar is going to use that extension, that 7-foot frame with the wingspan above him. to get the block. This is going to be huge for the Tar Heels as they've had more offensive turnovers, so this defense, especially in the post and around the rim, is essential. But let's end this with the fireworks, which is just one of the 12 dunks from the Tar Heels on Tuesday. And this one obviously is Mr. Caleb Wilson. Kyan Evans is going to go. Watch where Wilson gets the ball. You can't even see in the frame where the rim is. He's going to go up, absolutely fluid motion. It just looks superb. Dunk for Caleb. It seems like the Caleb Wilson special is the springboards in his shoes. UNC has another chance against the midshipmen to keep honing their brand of basketball before the Fort Myers tournament and use height to their advantage. Charlie, how do you think Carolina sizes up?
Thanks, Grace. I think I stand at a staggering 6'0", and I can jump really high, so I think I can hold my own against Caleb Wilson in the post.
North Carolina women's basketball wrapped up its trip to Las Vegas with a strong showing against Fairfield. Fairfield took a 19-11 lead after the first, but UNC answered with a massive 26-6 second quarter run to go up 12 at the half. Layla Hull's threes helped spark Carolina's push, while Nyla Harris's strong inside presence kept the Tar Heels steady during the comeback. UNC's bench brought big energy, and their defense turned those runs into control, allowing Carolina to put up an 82-68 win, improving to 3-1 this season.
Kate, there is a lot to be proud of here. And watching these two teams, I feel like I can finally enjoy revenue sports again, and it feels good.
Charlie, it's always a great weekend when we get to watch players like Caleb Wilson put up 21 points and Layla Hull with 4 3-pointers. I mean, great players like this elevate the players around them, and that's exactly what these two did this weekend.
Exactly, but things didn't go so swimmingly for every team. On Saturday, the Tar Heel football team faced the Demon Deacons in the first of 3 in-state rivalry games. 2 minutes into the game, the Deeks recovered their own fumble and took it to the house for a 51-yard touchdown by Carlos Hernandez. Carolina held possession going into the second quarter, but were stopped and forced to kick a 40-yard field goal to put some points on the board. Later in the second quarter, Wake blocked the Heels' second field goal attempt. Wake Forest's Damon Claiborne kept the momentum going, scoring a second touchdown. The Heels could not keep up with the Demon Deacons. The Deeks scored 2 more touchdowns, but the Heels could crank out only 2 more field goals. Carolina had an underwhelming 59 rushing yards compared to Wake's 223. Gio Lopez had 201 passing yards, and the final score was Wake 28, UNC 12.
The Carolina cross-country teams ended the Southeast Regionals with a bang. The women's team finished 3rd. Vera Schuberg placed 3rd and earned a spot in the NCAA championship. Schuberg, along with Logan St. John Clutter and Ciara O'Shea, earned all region awards. For the men's team, which finished 5th, Colton Sands and Tomer Tarragano also earned all region. Both teams earned bids to the NCAA championship.
Freshman Sebastian Glenn is a first year at Carolina on the fencing team, who also ran track in high school. Jamie Marlowe tells us that last summer he trained with Team USA for a sport that incorporates both.
Modern pentathlon is a multi-sport event including fencing, swimming, riding, shooting, and running. Glenn had heard of it, but he didn't put much thought into it until he was scouted by the U.S. pentathlon team through his high school fencing club.
I was feeling really burnt out in fencing and track, and I was like, I need a new challenge. I feel like I'm doing the same thing every day. That's what initially drew me to it, was the opportunity to try something new.
Glennon's training with Team USA was under the Charlotte Resident Program, which prepares athletes to compete in pentathlons beyond North Carolina. After a Team USA training camp, Glennon competed in his first ever pentathlon in March.
Because I'd never really swam before, that was the thing I was most scared for. First day is fencing and swimming, so I started with something I was super comfortable with, and then dived head first, like literally into something I had no idea what I was doing.
Glennon went on to spend his whole summer training with Team USA alongside 11 other athletes. He loved his close-knit team and was excited to work with the knowledgeable coaching staff and train in the Charlotte-based state-of-the-art facilities.
It was probably the best thing I could have done with my summer. I don't think there's a single better thing I could have done. I learned that if I have the courage to throw myself headfirst into a pool every day, then I'm going to learn how to swim. If I pick up the pistol and I just keep shooting, I'm going to get better at it. And I think anyone can do that if they really want to.
Glennon sees fencing as a lifelong passion and has thought about becoming a coach someday. Until then, he plans to use these two sports as a way to stay competitive and active. I'm Jamie Marlowe reporting.
Glennon recently made his college fencing debut against Duke. Thanks, Jamie. And now the Alex Trebek of Sports Extra is back with the long-awaited answer to the Tar Heel trivia question. The answer is A, 44 NCAA tournament appearances. Fun fact, that is every NCAA tournament in collegiate women's soccer history. Not to flex.
On Saturday, the number 21 ranked Tar Heel wrestlers faced off against Navy for Military Appreciation Day. The Heels started strong with Kyson Tarakina cruising through his matchup with 3 solid takedowns, winning 10-1. After a couple of losses and a major decision win by Laird Root, number 20 ranked Bryce Hepner started the second half with a pin. Despite an injury scare mid-match, number 29 ranked Nola Neves fought through the pain to avoid an injury default as the Tar Heels eked out a 20-18 win.
I'm very disappointed in a couple of performances. I think we have a couple of kids that didn't cut their weight right. They're freshmen, but that's no excuse.
Charlie, I know we always say this weekend was a big weekend for Carolina athletics, but we're going to need to pick a new adjective after the magnitude of plays this weekend.
If only there were a way to do that. Oh, right. Play of the week. Our first play of the week nominee is Captain Kate Fosse's second goal in the first round of NCAA play against third-ranked Tennessee. After a goal in the first half, Fosse finds the net again after a turnover and an assist to a quick dish in the goal to put the Heels up by 2, sealing a win and punching their ticket to the second round of play.
And the second nominee is another key game-winning goal, this one from Sana Hawk. In sudden death against rival Duke, Riley Heck finds the ball off a corner, lays it off to Siska Bruning, who passes it to Hawk, sending the ball past the goalie from the back post, ending sudden death and sending the Heels to the NCAA semifinals.
We know the choice is tough, but head over to our Instagram after the show to pick your favorite. And now, Sports Extra's own Nick Steed is gearing up for the outdoor track season. He takes us along while he runs the 400-meter event.
A lot of people see the fast times the track athletes run, but don't understand the strategy behind the race. I'll be breaking down how to run a 400-meter race. First is your drive phase. This is the part of the race where you accelerate to full speed to set yourself up for the first 100 meters. Next is your float phase. Here, you maintain your momentum for the first 100 without decelerating. Coming into the third 100, you start to build up again. Once you hit the 250-meter mark, you shift into your final gear to set yourself up for the home stretch.
So this right here is the most important part of your race, the last 100. So coming off the curb, you're probably gonna feel a little lactic acid coming in around 33, 34 seconds. But coming home, you have to maintain your form, keep your chin down, keep pumping, let those knees get up in front of you, get to the finish line. My mom always told me, run fast, don't be last.
I'm Nicholas Steed.
And I'm Avery Bales, reporting.
We are joined in the studio now by reporter and runner Nick Steed. Nick, you shared a lot of strategy and tips in that story, so where'd you pick up all this knowledge?
Really just over experience. Over the years since I started running track, my coach has been giving me a lot of feedback on how to execute my races, so just with getting the reps in, getting experience, helped me be who I am today.
It's great. And who's been your biggest mentor through all of this?
That's hard. I would just say like my coaches and like my support system is really just keep me going, just putting on for them.
And what are you most looking forward to this season?
Nationals. That's my favorite time of year, championship time. So when we get the AC championships, nationals, that's what I'm looking forward to.
I'll be looking forward to it as well. Kate?
Yeah, Nick, you've really inspired me. I think I might need to start training for the Tar Heel 10-miler coming up in April.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to stick to the sprints. I can have a marathon.
Sounds like a great idea. Well, that does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Friday for another exciting weekend preview of Carolina athletics.